So look, it's a piece from The Atlantic that I've got by Alexis Madrigal and somebody else. I apologize for not having the whole byline right in front of
Robinson
me.
Meyer.
But
I clicked it.
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But I think it's incredibly important, and it's so totally lost in the shuffle. We have given up on this pandemic. We have decided it's all right. We're done. And there's a lot of things going on now. I get it. People want to reopen, and there have been the uprisings and protests, and it's tough to keep in mind that you have to wear a mask and stay apart. But it's clear that collective action is done on this. And that's just scary because the virus doesn't care.
Right.
The virus
It's
doesn't
scary
care.
because the virus is already spiking. And I think like it is really, really important to note here that there has been a huge spike in the number of reported cases. And I really want to make it clear that they all reflect infections that almost certainly did mathematically begin before the protests. Like I imagine that we're gonna get into this weird backlash cycle where we are also going to blame protests for the spike in increases. And the fact is, the spike in cases. And the fact is, it was reopening. Like, arguably, I saw this article too, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we gave up on this months ago. I mean, there was literally an article that quoted an unnamed White House official saying, "Oh, the president has been over coronavirus for weeks now."
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's, yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know. There was also a piece recently about in 1968-ish, in the 60s, there was a flu pandemic.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this? So
Yep.
there was, I'm literally like looking it up at the same time because it was basically, they said, if you want to know what it could potentially look like to just let this thing run, you actually only have to look as far as 1968 when there was a huge flu pandemic. It was far less severe than the 1918 flu pandemic. That killed between, hold on, I looked it up real quick, 25 and 50 million people. The influenza pandemic of 1968 resulted in an estimated 1 million to 4 million deaths, which is right on track with what the College of London predicted if we were to essentially like not intervene in the United States. I don't know if that's global though, or if it's just the US, because like I said, I looked it up real quick on the Encyclopedia Britannica, but very similar in some ways, really similar situation where it was like we were embroiled in the Vietnam War. There were protests over that. And there was like, of course, all the political upheaval and assassinations of 1968. And so they were basically like, we don't have time to, lock down the economy.
And we have now collectively decided that we are not going to intervene. I mean, are individuals doing things? Yes. Are some companies doing things? Yes. Are some states and counties doing things? Yes. But writ large, we're like, yeah, okay, it's here. Next. Which I just think is bananas.
Do you think we are? I mean, I guess as a matter of federal policy, certainly, yes. Over. Yeah. One day it'll just disappear. It'll be like a miracle. I'm sorry. That was unnecessarily snarky. Or was it unnecessary?
I think it was a quote, actually, is what it was.
It was a quote.